What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Detroit Tigers True Rebuild here on MLB The Show 20, part number 9. It's been 2 months, and I understand it. It's been 2 months since the last time that I upload one of these little mini-series, and I apologize, guys. I really do. I apologize, but July, August, and the first part of September was crazy for me in real life. A lot of job changes, a lot of things going on at the house, at the residency, the GG9 residency. So I apologize for not getting this out. It just was not near the top of my to-do list as a content creator. I definitely want to be posting a little bit more NCAA, more XBA, things like that, things that are actually, you know, have a lot of support behind them. So, I mean, I'm not throwing you guys under the bus here. I really appreciate you guys coming out and checking this thing out in this little mini-series. Something fun that I wanted to try to do, to see and really test our skill along with my skill at trying to figure out if we can build the Tigers into a winner in a true and realistic way versus just simply signing a bunch of all-stars left and right? Just go through it slow and methodically and see if you can actually build and invest in some young people, maybe some project players, and see if you can build something true and real to life. So I feel like that we've done that this season here in part 9. We're actually in the 2023 season for the MLB, and we've got a lot of really decent players, man. We got a guy like DJ Peters that we traded for from the LA Dodgers, was a nice prospect. We got Chadwick Tromp as a catching prospect from the Cincinnati Reds. Isaac Paredes is a nice player. We got this guy Jeremy Pena, who's going to probably be up to the big club here this season for 2023. And we went out and we signed J.D. Martinez and Mike Clevinger this past offseason, now that some money is coming off the books. Miguel Cabrera's contract is actually going to be expiring this season. So a lot of really good things are opening up for us as a Tigers organization. And we got a lot of young guys like Matt Manning, Jordan Balazovic. We got Casey Mize that's starting to come up there. He's now in the 80s. Tarek Skubal's in 81. So a lot of good things, man, are really happening for this Tigers organization, from minor league depth to young players on the big league club. I'm impressed with it. I'm happy with it. I think we're ready to make some noise here in 2023. So that was just a little bit of a catch-up, a little bit of a recap. Maybe some guys that are new to this little mini-series don't really know what's going on, but that is what's up. So there's your starting lineup. For the rest of spring training, I do like to switch out guys that aren't getting a lot of at-bats, that aren't getting a lot of innings. I do like to mess with that lineup so that the CPU doesn't just totally take control of everything that you're trying to do. So I decided to put some guys in there that weren't getting a lot of at-bats in there. Isaac Paredes started to get in. I didn't see very many RBIs, not a whole lot of home runs, not a lot of power that was coming through here. We got Bo Burrows actually had a pretty decent spring for the limited amount that he got in. Matt Manning's a 75 overall. Chris Bassett actually turned in a pretty decent spring at 291 with a 148, so I'm actually kind of impressed there. Jonah Monroe, a closing pitcher, a young guy, pretty decent stuff. Mike Minor will be the number 2 guy going into regular season. That was actually the starting pitching staff. And there was a little quick look at the actual lineup that we were going to go out against the Chicago White Sox. So we ended up getting the W. Mike Clevinger went 7 2/3 with 6 hits allowed, and pretty decent job. And there's the White Sox line score, their box score. And then I want to see us though. Tommy Edman 2 for 5. Goodrum Martinez went 0 for. Goodrum with a walk. Teoscar Hernandez actually hit a home run, it looks like. That's good. No, he didn't. He did not hit a home run. Usually when I'm seeing hits, runs, RBIs, that's usually a good sign for a home run. But Stripling came in, got a hold, but Mike Clevinger was great. Mike Clevinger was great in his Tigers debut. We're currently 7-5, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep on simulating because this is a simulation little mini-series. Not going to be a whole lot of gameplay. I will have some gameplay in it. It's going to be CPU versus CPU, though. But for the most part, it's just going to still continue to be simulation-based. So you guys can see we're 18-10 right now. And we've got some pretty decent production at the top of the order. 269 for JD. I'd like to see that batting average come up a little bit. Teoscar, 275, 6 home runs. Jorge Bonifacio is really starting to come into his own, so you guys are right about that. I remember you guys were commenting to say, hey man, you should keep giving Bonifacio a shot. And it's been paying off. Corey Ray, free agent acquisition, coming over to play center field for us, doing pretty well. Jake Rogers was actually an all-star in 2022, and I'm actually surprised that he's kind of struggling here in April. Miguel Cabrera, kind of being that older veteran type of guy. He's still making a ton of money to be sitting the bench, but I can't really play him right now. He's a 66 overall. There's really no room for him. Jeremy Pena, an 82. Nice, and he's hitting well. He's driving in runs. He's looking pretty good. There's really no spot to put him right now, so I'm still gonna just leave him on the bench. I know I kind of want to fit him into the middle infield at some point, but it just doesn't feel like I can kind of justify it. Maybe we move on from Nico Goodrum, get Jeremy Pena in there, get some more ABs, get some more experience, get that overall rating up. But I think we're in a pretty good spot as it is with this Tigers team. Joe Jimenez, 11 innings, 11 saves, has not blown a single one. Tigers team is looking pretty good, guys. We are 20-11, and then we just keep on simming. That's what this whole thing's about. Look at all the wins, man. Look at all the wins. And as soon as I say that, we kind of get on a little bit of a losing streak here. Beat up on Boston. Actually, we split that series 2-2. And we're going to finish the month of May 33-22. That's good for second place behind the Minnesota Twins. And if you guys remember, if you guys go back and watch episode 8, they were big spenders in the offseason, this past offseason. So they went pretty crazy with their pitching staff. They got some big bats. And they're a tough team in that American League Central. But you know what? We're a pretty good one ourselves. And we're actually tied with the Rays here for the first 2 wildcard spots in the American League. So that's a really good turnaround. It's a really good turnaround from the last couple seasons when we first started this little mini rebuild. And looking at the rest of the league here, we got the Brewers, the Cardinals jockeying for position there in the NL Central. You got the NL West. The Padres are doing well. Go figure. They're a good young team. And the Mets and the Diamondbacks are fighting out for that wildcard spot. Looking at the statistics here for all of our players, just a really quick look for you guys. I'm not going to pause on any particular guy, but I will focus on some players here. There's Matt Manning down in AAA. He's pitching pretty well. Chris Bassett up at the big league level. He's decent for the relief role. Balazovic at the major league level doing pretty solid himself. Josiah Gray was a prospect that we acquired from the LA Dodgers in another trade. Let's see some of our rookies here. Chet Burnett, 3.52. Faedo still kind of, he's pitching pretty decent there at AA, but I want to see a little bit more. I was actually hoping that in MLB The Show 20 that he would actually progress a little bit faster than he does. So that's kind of unfortunate, but Jimenez pitching well. Jake Rogers still kind of struggling with the batting average there, 237. 250 there for Chadwick Tromp, so he got the backup job, he got the backup role. Stole that from Grayson Griner, so I do like his bat a little bit more than Grayson Griner, but hey, I mean, Tromp's doing a job here. 287 for Jamer. Nick Ames, 326, 26-year-old player. Garrett McMillan was one of our draft picks in our very first season. 65 overall player with that A potential. Hitting over 300. I love me some Garrett McMillan. He's going to be a good hitter for us in the future. And guys, while we're just checking out some of our players' stats here, I just want to ask you guys, and I think I asked this in the very last episode, whether or not you wanted to do this as a live stream type of little mini series. I'm down for that. It's probably going to be something that we could probably get through multiple seasons, and we can kind of just do it live together. We can kind of get involved as a community with this little rebuild and see what we want to do with this team and talk about some things while we're streaming. It might be pretty fun. I think we can go that direction with it now that we've kind of found our core. We've rebuilt this Tigers team. Good farm system, good pro level squad, and I think that we're in a pretty good spot to kind of open it up to you guys, the community, to get involved and see where you want to take it to with me. And I think we can build this. We can build this Tigers team to be a winner. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you guys in the next one. As always, peace.